my channel. My name is Marcia and I'm the Black Thumb Gardener. Now today we're heading back out into the garden and starting the day by checking on my winter sowing containers. Everything's still holding strong even with the weather ups and downs. Now while I was out here, I also decided to put out my onion and pea seedlings to harden off. They've been growing well indoors and it's finally time they start adjusting to the outdoor weather. I'll be planting these seedlings next week, so stay tuned for that video. Now let's get into the main project, filling my cedar raised beds. If you saw my last video, you know I just finished building these, and today I'm prepping them for planting by starting with what's underneath. I lay down a thick layer of cardboard to smother any weeds, and then below that I have a wire mesh to stop any animals from digging up into the beds. Before adding fresh soil to my raised beds, I'm reusing some of the old soil from my GreenStalk planter to fill the bottom third. It's still full of organic matter and will help create a nice base layer. First, I'm removing all of the layers to make it easier to remove the soil. We just had a thunderstorm yesterday and the soil is extremely dense and heavy, and it was such a pain to try and remove each of the layers. It would have been much easier if I removed the soil when it was dry. Look at the chive. I can't believe it's already up, and even the strawberries are starting to produce new leaves. They will always look dead like this, but don't throw them out because they will come back. Now I'm removing any plants that I want to keep from each layer and putting them all in a plastic container for now. Anything that is dead or I don't want to keep is going into a yard bag that you see beside me. To remove the soil, it's easier for me to put them in this container, and then when I have removed enough, I'm taking the entire bucket and dumping it into my beds. Then I rinse and repeat the process until the GreenStalk is empty. Now we get to the good stuff. Before we start, you'll notice that I have a black liner in the beds. This is food grade safe, and this is really to help protect the cedar from moisture over time and extend the life of the wood. To fill my raised beds, I'm using ProMix organic vegetable and herb potting mix. I've been using this mix for years in my garden, and if you're watching my seed starting videos, you'll also see me use their seed starting mix and their fertilizer. This potting mix for me is lightweight, drains well, and makes a great base for growing veggies. To be honest, I'm actually surprised to see that this potting mix is so dry because, like I mentioned before, we had a thunderstorm with heavy rain last night. Even the grass is full of mud, but the soil in all of these containers are bone dry, and that's probably because of the peat they use in this mix, making the soil almost hydrophobic. I originally purchased 6 of these bales from Costco for about $20 Canadian each, and each one of them contains about 2 cubic feet of soil. I did put about 2 bales per bed. But of course, I ran out of soil, a classic gardening move for me, so I made a quick run to Costco to grab a few more bales. Once back, I hauled them into the yard and continued filling each bed to just a few inches below the top. Now today was supposed to be a chest and back workout day for me, but needless to say, I skipped that workout and did this instead. Once the beds were filled with potting mix, I laid down a full bag of compost on each one. The compost will enrich the soil with nutrients and organic matter. Now, I would have preferred to get my compost from the city. They do offer a free compost day that would have been very helpful in filling these beds, but that event does not happen until the end of the month. I think I'm still going to go anyways and grab some for later. The compost that I'm using today is called Biofor. It's a tree compost, and again, I've been using this mix for years and I really like the blend. This blend reduces soil compaction, it improves drainage, and also provides nutrients for plants. I also use this mix in my garden beds because it's really good at breaking up clay soil. To get the full benefit of this compost in my bed, I mixed it really well to blend it in. I'm in love with the final texture of this potting mix with the compost blended in. It just feels so nice and fluffy and it looks really good. Okay, enough playing around. Time to go finish the other beds. Now the last layer is a favorite of mine, but it's an optional step, and that is worm castings. You can see that the bag is pretty small, and that's because a little goes a long way. Worm castings are essentially earthworm poop or waste that is rich in beneficial microbes, enzymes, and plant nutrients. I use worm castings for new garden beds, and I also use them to amend my existing garden beds in the spring. I'm sprinkling some across each bed and working it into the top few inches of the soil. And here they are, all three beds filled and ready for planting. It's such a satisfying moment seeing them prepped and knowing they're going to grow so much food. To wrap it up, here's a quick before and after shot of the space. It's amazing what a few raised beds can do to transform a yard.